Okay, so it seems like there's been some pretty big news in regards to Neurosama. Now, this has been a pretty insane kind of journey, I guess, for them, because it seems like they've broken another record. Now, we talked about this last time. We talked about the fact that they broke a personal record, but this time they've actually broken a Twitch record, like an entire, like, platform-wide one. And it gets pretty crazy because obviously they've had the Subathon recently, which we've been talking about, and I've actually planned to make some more videos on the clips and stuff that have come from it. But yeah, as you can see here, this has been talked about not just within the VTubing space, but also, outside of the VTubing space, within the whole of Twitch, within the whole of everything, because again, this is a record that affects it, with them actually shattering the Twitch hype train record, which is absolutely insane to see. And there's been a ton of reactions and a ton of people talking about this, as this has been a huge deal for Vedal and for Neurosama. Now, this is the actual clip here.
As you can see, the 100. Subathon, thank you for the 10. Lucky Sala, thank you for the 10.
Maybe you could ask chat what they feel about this. How do you all feel about contributing to the second greatest hype train of all time?
This is the greatest hype train of all time. We've already beaten the record a fair bit ago, actually.
So yeah, obviously, Neurosama is even confused. Even the AI is confused by saying, oh, thank you guys for contributing to the second most popular hype train of all time, when actually they are the #1 most popular hype train of all time. This is the most, subs and most bits gifted within a hype train, which is absolutely insane to see. And what's even more insane is who previously held the record, right? You might be wondering, who is it? Maybe it's Kai Cenat, maybe it's someone else who's, really popular. No, it's actually Vedal again. Vedal broke it last time, or Neurosama broke it last time. I'm pretty sure it was less than a year ago, which makes it even more insane, right? They've done it in the same year. They've actually managed to break a record of their own within such a short amount of time, and it's insane to see, how much they've really broke. Obviously, we've got more people talking about it here, saying VTuber / AI creator Vedal 987 just broke the global Twitch hype train record, a record they set earlier this year, which is absolutely insane. And here you go. Here you can see the exact amount of subs and bits that they had actually got gifted or sent to them, right? And yeah, you can see 118,000 subs, 1 million bits, and a hype train record of 123, level 123 with 99%, which is insane, right? Obviously, they have come so far, I think, in terms of, what they've already been doing in terms of content. And, obviously I've talked a lot about the fact that, I think that if Vedal had kept Neurosama the same, from the start, obviously, if you guys remember early Neurosama, it was essentially just a glorified chatbot, right? Essentially just replying to chat messages, and sometimes it'd be a little bit controversial. That's why it got so popular, right? But I think what Vedal has done and has gone, so far beyond everything to a point where, it's pretty insane that they have now gotten to this point, because he's done things like improving the singing. He's done stuff like a 3D stuff. He's even managed to get Neurosama into 3D, which is something that I was going to make a video on, and I probably still will make a video on, which has been a part of this really big subathon. And again, it's absolutely insane to see the metrics that they're pulling in right now. Again, 42,000 max viewers today, and they're still streaming. And obviously, again, this is all part of their subathon. They're still doing the subathon, which again is absolutely insane to see. And as I said, the technology for Neurosama has gone so far ever since, they first started out in terms of streaming and everything like that, which is great to see. And it seems like, a lot of people in the VTubing community and whatever have problems with AI. And I think that, although they do have problems with AI, I think Neurosama just kind of breaks that boundary, I guess, because you can see how much hard work Vedal does put into Neuro and also everything around Neuro, because this isn't just something like, some guy who is just essentially producing AI slop and just, putting out a piece of art and saying it's art, right? No, that is not the case, right? You can see how much Vedal works behind the scenes to get stuff, as I said, like the 3D model working. For example, she was singing and making a song. They released a song at the same time as the subathon, literally recently, which we talked about in my last video. Again, absolutely crazy. And it was, I think that's the song that's also playing in the background of this clip too, which is crazy to see. And as I said, it's just a circumstance which I don't think we're going to see for a very long time. Obviously, the fact that they managed to set the record earlier this year and already break it, by the end of the year is pretty insane. And as I said, it's absolutely insane, the amount of numbers, 118,000 subs to 1 million bits. And as I said, throughout all of my videos, I think that, Vedal, although they kind of average around, it seems like 20k at the moment, obviously 10k and whatever. It seems like their community is one of the strongest I think I've ever seen of any streamer whatsoever, even outside of the VTuber space, right? I don't think I've seen anybody around his size or even bigger kind of even compete with the absolute, I guess, intensity of the Swarm, right? The Swarm are absolutely crazy whenever it comes to donating, and not even just donating, just spreading like positivity. It's like, because again, you have a lot of communities, right, who are very negative, and you can see they're everywhere, right? You can see they're everywhere, either drama farming or whatever. And again, it cannot be a very good time. But with Neurosama's community and Vedal, I think the Swarm actually are some of the nicer kind of people in terms of the community, right? I see every single time I upload a Neurosama video, people are always hyped to see it, right? People are already happy to see that she is doing good, or, people are happy to see that people are covering her, because again, obviously, it is such a big deal to a lot of people. And obviously you can see by, the kind of subs and things. And, I think that a lot of the people that have been essentially donating, you can see how many bits there have been, right? 1 million. I think that even people who, maybe don't have the money to, I guess, provide in terms of subs, because obviously it's around about $40 to gift around 10 subs, which I think is obviously, sometimes people don't have the money to really gift that. Obviously, there has been quite a lot of people in this case as they got 118,000, but obviously the people who maybe, couldn't donate as much, but also wanted to support so heavily towards all of this, you can see, there's so many 500 bits, 500 bits, 500 bits to kind of just support them any way possible. And I think that's what really makes the Swarm so good, is the fact that even people that maybe, are less involved with the community are still helping out and are still, providing whatever they can to the community, right? And you can see that through the bits. I think that's obviously like a very a nice way of, I guess showcasing it. I think that's a way to say it, right? So again, 500 bits I think is like $5. So again, it's much more affordable, and people have been contributing in that way. And I think that is also why we're seeing such a large amount of bits within this, record, which I think is, just a testament to how, dedicated a lot of the Neurosama fans are. And as I said, within my videos and things and people interacting with them, I've seen so many people so excited to see her featuring, and not just on my channel, but on other places too, right? Everybody wants everybody to talk about Neurosama, as well as, for example, Asmongold too. Congratulating Vedal for breaking the Twitch record on hype trains with Vedal's AI character Neurosama. And obviously he apparently speculates that he might have earned about 450k on this hype train, which, to be honest, he probably could have earned even more if Twitch didn't take such a large cut of money. But again, obviously, that's a topic for another day, right? But I think, yeah, it's still insane that even within this, small amount of time, they've managed to gain this amount of subs and this amount of, support in such like a short amount of time. You got to remember, hype trains aren't long. Well, they can be long if you set them going for this long, right? But I think, hype trains are never, more than a couple of hours, if it can even reach that point. It would never even really get to that point. I don't even know how long this one was, but again, it sometimes, can get up to that point, but it's usually really, really short, right? Compared to someone who does a subathon for days, months, and whatever, some of the people that you see doing subathons can't even reach this within their entire subathon. Like, big creators can't even reach this within their entire subathon or within a month's worth of streaming. And they've managed to do it within such a small amount of time on their subathon. I think is crazy. 118,000 subs is absolutely mental. And hopefully, they do go on to break the record altogether of subs. I hope that does go ahead, because obviously I forgot who. I forgot who's ahead of it right now. I don't know if it's Kai or if it was Iron Mouse. I'm pretty sure Kai took it over again with the latest one, but I'm not sure. Again, I'll have to do a little bit more research, and obviously we'll talk about that a little bit more whenever it gets closer to the point. But it seems like, if they keep donating like this and stuff like this keeps on happening, then hey, maybe we will get to that point at some point. And I do think that they will, obviously, they probably will do very well in terms of that. As you can see there, the amount of time that is being added on, obviously, okay, we're just covering it now because of how many seconds are being added on. But you can see that's 329 hours, which is absolutely insane. So they've still got a very long time to go. They've still got a very, very long time to continue streaming. And that's just the ones that are currently there, right? Obviously, people can still donate even more and keep them going on even longer, which I think is crazy. And obviously, tons of people have been supportive, saying Twitch streamer Neuro Sama has broken the Twitch hype train record again basically breaking their own record again. That's why Neuro and Vedal are the GOATs. And yeah, I do think they are absolutely amazing in what they've done, right? And obviously virtual YouTubers have been talking about it, saying Vedal and Neuro Sama have broken the hype train record again and made history for the second year in a row. And I don't even think it's the second year in a row. I think it's the second time in this year in a row, which I think is crazy. Obviously people saying within a year too, this is crazy. He said, I know, crazy to think that this hasn't even been a full year. They say, ladies and gentlemen, the new world record, level 123 at 99% hype train with 118,000 tier 1 gift subs, GG. You know, so again, a lot of people very, very excited and very, very happy to see that they're all doing good. And obviously, as I said, they all deserve it. I think that Vedal does deserve it. And obviously Neuro, you know, obviously she's just an AI, but I guess she deserves it too, right? So again, it has been pretty insane to see how well they've been doing. Obviously, we've been covering how well they've been doing recently, and obviously I'll keep you guys up to date with some of the other stuff that has been going on with them in terms of clips and things, which I was going to cover if this information didn't come out just now, which I think is pretty insane. But again, it is great to see that they're doing so good. And obviously, yeah, we will continue to cover the Subathon and any more records that get broken, because I think there's still some that can still get broken, including the all-time sub record, which we'll just have to see. You know, will they do it? I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But hey, you know, that is going to be it for this video. I just thought it was a bit of positive news to share with everyone, because again, it has been pretty insane how far they have come. And yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSups, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.